Hi, dear friends. Some words of Torah for Parshat Vayetzei. The narratives of Vayetzei contain a lot of the human drama that often unfolds within families, conflicts, dual loyalties, jealousies, etc. One of the more poignant and human passages is when Yaakov realized that it was time for him to leave Lavan's house after having toiled for him over 20 years. At some point, Hashem specifically told Yaakov that it was time to leave and return to Eretz Yisrael. Instead of simply relating this to his wives, Rachel and Leah, Yaakov felt it necessary to call for a family meeting. He summoned his wives out to the field where he could be confident that no one was listening on. He stood with his wives near the sheep, so that if anyone would be suspicious as to why Yaakov was speaking to his wives in a clandestine place, he could explain that they were simply helping shear the sheep. At this meeting, we would have expected Yaakov to simply say to his wives, Hashem came to me in a vision. He told me it's time to return back to Eretz Yisrael. Pack up, get the kids ready, we leave in the morning. But this is not what Yaakov did. Instead, the Torah records Yaakov's lengthy explanation. Your father's whole attitude towards me has changed for the worse. You know that he's deceptively changed the terms of our business relationship multiple times. It was only because of God's good graces that we have any livestock to our name. Only then did Yaakov explain to his wives how Hashem had appeared to him and told him it was time to leave for Eretz Yisrael. Rachel and Leah's response was that of extreme receptiveness. They concurred with Yaakov's assessment of their father, noting that Lavan had treated them as mere chattel. They had no reason to stay with their family any longer and were more than willing to leave for Eretz Yisrael. But why did Yaakov have to talk about Lavan's deception? Why didn't he just tell them that Hashem told me that we need to go and leave it at that? The Shalach HaKadosh learns from this that the leader of the household should not be overbearing with instituting rules. The first explanation for a demand should not be because I said so. Rather, it's important to reason with one's family members and show them the eminent reasonableness of what is being requested. And obviously this has limitations, especially when dealing with immature children, where if they keep saying why, you have to at some point say because I said so. But that should not be the first response. Other commentaries expand on this further. Even when I know that Hashem wants me to act in a certain way, I should not present the mitzvah either to myself or to others as an obligation, something that I have to do, whether I like it or not. Rather, I should always present to myself and to others that what is expected of me religiously is actually the best thing for me to do. I don't have to do it. I want to do it because I see the wisdom in this mitzvah. This is what Yaakov was modeling for his wives. We should leave for Eretz Yisrael not because we have to because of divine decree, but rather because it's the very best thing for us in this moment. There's great significance to this story as it pertains to diaspora Jews who are seeing events unfold in the world today. At some point, we may be forced to make a difficult decision, that it is time to leave Galut and return to Eretz Yisrael. Just as Yaakov came to this conclusion after 20 years with Lavan, there may come a time after our long sojourn with the proverbial Lavans of our country, who may profess liberty and justice for all, but have a double standard for Jews. Someday, and we don't know when, we may conclude that it is time to go home to the Holy Land. Before the Shoah, those Jews who saw the writing on the wall left their homes in countries that had housed Jews for over 1,000 years. We can either take the attitude that I have no other choice, the Jew hatred is just too much, or we can view it as our merciful Father sending us the message that now is the best time for us to come home. And so, dear friends, let's hope we hear Hashem's voice telling us to return when the time is right. May we witness peace in Israel and a restoration of calm and joy among all Jews throughout the world. May we see it b'mheira b'yameinu, amen. Here's wishing you a beautiful, peaceful Shabbat Shalom.